Hello, this is Alex, and this is the first time I record a video. It's the first time you hear my voice, it's the first time you see my moving face, so this is the first time. Actually, for some of you, it's not the first time you hear from me. I hope that some of my readers are here, that some people who follow me on Twitter, who read my articles on Electro Auto News are around. And if so, I want to use this opportunity for a big shout out. Thanks so much for all the support you're giving me on Patreon or on Twitter or on Cleantechnica for my daily work. And this video is going to be a short one, so it's not going to be as long as my articles. It's a short introduction. I was thinking about, giving you a little bit more information about me, a little bit sense and feel what this kind of strange guy is from Germany. And you hear now I have a heavy accent, so giving you a little bit background, what personality I am and where I'm from. And obviously I would like to give you a little bit of flavor from my journey. So why am I doing what I'm doing, and how this all came together, and why are we here today. So the short version is it's about 2010 that I looked first time into Tesla. I've always been very much interested in sustainability and energy and transportation and all of that. So no surprise, I looked into battery electric vehicles for a longer period of time, and I've been looking for the next big thing, the next big investment to do, the next big disruption, and to be a part of it really early on was my objective, simply because I've been missing Amazon, I've been extremely late with Apple, and I missed Microsoft, I almost missed Netflix. So there's been a lot of high-tech companies where I simply missed the boat. So I was saying to myself, you just have to make your homework and you're gonna find it. So actually, being a mechanical engineer, I realized very early on what kind of an amazing opportunity there is in front of me after looking into it a little bit deeper for a variety of reasons. And many other YouTubers have been talking about that, and I've been trying to express this through my articles. So in 2010, I looked into it, I got very excited, but I also looked at the risk at that time, and I was telling myself, you never know, automotive companies usually don't survive, so you better be careful. And I did risk assessments, and I decided to wait for the Model S, for the Model X, and when the Model 3 was already announced but not shown yet, I decided to invest. This was, I think, in 2015 when I did my first investment. And already before, I had to put a lot of time into my daily research, analytics, assessment about the company, about the people behind, about Elon Musk, to understand where they're moving, simply because I wanted to put the majority of my capital in there, which I actually did later on. So given all the time I invested, there was a lot of information piling up in my brain, and I've been hanging out at forums like TMC, where a lot of people are around who are much brighter than me and have really excellent knowledge and understanding about certain aspects of business and technology. So I've been learning there a lot, and then I started posting, and then someone approached me from Cleantechnica whether I would like to write something, which I did. And I'm not sure if you remember, there was an article from me called A Wake-Up Call for Germany. And in that article, I actually tried to express all my frustration, my anger, my frustration about the German auto industry is just unable to catch up or even to understand what they have in front of them. So that article was full of emotions, and it was, received in a way that I didn't expect. So I did get a lot of feedback from the community, unexpected positive feedback. And even here in Germany, I was, expecting they scratch my car, they burn my house down, they spit at me on the street, but you see, all of that didn't happen. So I've been also surprised about a lot of support I got here from Germany, people being saying, yeah, that's the right thing to do, and you're right with your assessment and where we are standing, and we need to change. So I've been very positively surprised, and all of that was an encouragement for me to continue writing, which I did. So actually, almost every month or every second month at the start, I've been writing an article, and over the time, I got readers. I got an audience that was listening to me, and I started with my Twitter work, and being an investor, doing all of that. And putting the majority of my money in that company, I've been in a situation where the time I dedicate to Tesla and everything around electromobility, including the German automakers, was that big that I just simply could not justify to continue with my normal job anymore. So I had to make a decision, and that was not an easy decision because great job, I've been on very nice positions, good money, and you have holidays, you have vacation, this and that, and all of this is gone today because I resigned end of last year for my job, and I started a new career. I started a career as someone who is self-employed, someone who's a blogger, who is writing a little bit more, and maybe even in the future is doing some consulting work, because one of the amazing results out of my articles and thoughts where I was thinking I polarize a lot, and people, in particular managers in the automotive industry, they are going to say this guy is nuts. And what happened is I've been, called and I've been invited for meetings in the automotive industry. And why I record this, I have invitations from the largest German automakers to talk with them about certain aspects of battery electric vehicles, which is a big honor because, yes, I'm an engineer, I'm a mechanical engineer, I've been working 20 years in supply chain management, I'm more than 20 years in supply chain and consulting business. So I know a lot of companies, and bringing all of that together is probably a pretty good combination to understand at least certain aspects of battery electric vehicles and what Tesla is doing. But at the end of the day, I've never worked in the automotive industry. So I said to myself, what do I know? And to be honest, that was at the beginning when I started to write kind of the hurdle to overcome, because I was saying to myself, yeah, you had some lucky punch predictions that came true, but what do you know? And over the years, I gained a little bit more trust through my articles and the feedback I received, and my predictions came true also financially as well as technology, from a technology perspective in terms of Tesla and other companies. My predictions that the German auto industry is going to lag behind big time because they are in a situation where they right now don't really understand the challenge they have in front of them. Not to mention that they, not knowing where they want to go, they just haven't built what they need to be successful in the future. We're not even talking about competing against Tesla here. I'm rather talking about being in a situation where the German auto industry, and that's probably valid for other automakers as well, is able to, let's say, exchange the existing ICE fleet with battery electric vehicles over time. So this is not going overnight. This is not going within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. This is decades, and that's fine. But you have to have compelling vehicles, and for a variety of reasons. And I'm not going here in this video deeper into that. For a variety of reasons, this is far away from the abilities most automakers have right now. So frustration, anger, it drove me mad. So I started writing, and it's kind of one step after the other. I started to post on Twitter, and so now I opened a Patreon page after I decided to resign from my job. And I've been very happy for all the followers I have already, be it on Twitter and Patreons, which is amazing. So I've never expected this to happen, and I consider myself rather someone who can add a little bit information in terms of what's happening here in Central Europe. because I believe there's an interest in that. In particular now, since we have the beginning of the construction of Gigafactory 4 in Berlin-Brandenburg. So that's another exciting chapter which brought me to the conclusion that there's kind of a hunger out there for information. But I'm not gonna be a news channel, so whoever knows me knows that I'm a person who likes analytics, and I believe I'm pretty good in that. So I'm going to continue my work here, trying to convey certain messages where I believe the German auto industry could do better. Because at the end of the day, yes, I'm a Tesla driver. I'm a big fan. I'm an investor, and I like the company for a variety of reasons. But at the end of the day, I'm also German, and as a German, I'm concerned, and that was a driving factor for me for start writing and blogging and everything. So I'm extremely concerned about the future of the German economy and the automotive industry. So my heart was really in, and it's still, what can I do to help? So imagine you look back 10 or 20 years from now. You look back on the year 2020. And you ask yourself, we've been there still in the early days. There was Tesla kind of successful. There's been some other BEVs out there, but everything was still small and at the beginning. So what did I do to help? What did I do to, support the transformation, the disruption? And for me as a German, the question is, what did I do to help the industry here? So a big part of my mission is really to help automakers with the little contribution I can bring. And I know it's tiny, but it doesn't matter. Every little bit is helping. So my mission is really trying to help and to support everybody actually who is interested in my information. And writing has been one way to get to people, blogging another way. And this video is probably number 3. I'm trying to reach out to people who have never heard from me and trying to get in touch and offering, some support, help, contributing. And that's my mission. So at the end of the day, obviously, I believe for a variety of reasons we need to get out of this crazy experiment to burn what we find in the earth on this small hard surface. I mean, think about it. There's a sun, with million degrees giving temperature on Earth, and we are on a planet that is hot inside, and still we burn what we find in this small crust outside of Earth. It's completely nuts, and we pollute our environment by doing that. So I think everybody understands that that's not going to be the future. So if that's the case, and if this is a conclusion, we all should try our best to help changing. And this may sound a little bit strange and, kind of a person who want to do something good, but here I am, and this is my mission. So helping to the advent in terms of sustainable transportation is clearly one big portion of what I would like to support and contribute to. Having said that, this is all what I wanted to do in this first video. Thanks so much for listening this few minutes. And if you like it, if you enjoyed it, let me know. I don't know whether I'm going to continue, whether I'm going to do more videos and put it out on YouTube or on my Patreon page. We will see. It really depends what kind of feedback I'm getting and if I believe that this is a new way to convey my message. So have a great day. Thanks for joining and enjoy.